Welcome to Cooking with Abba. Today I am going to teach you how to make awesome, sweet tasting, good textured, gluten-free cakes. I tell you, this is no junk food kind of cake, but this is tasty. You know, sometimes when you want to eat something healthy and it tastes not too great, but this is not one of those ones. This is the healthy but very, very tasty, good textured kind of cakes. And we're not just going to be making cakes like this you can serve for your birthdays, for events, for programs, but we're also going to make pancakes and we're also going to make some bread as well, good textured ones as well. And all of this is from Fonio. Yes, Fonio or Acha, as you call it in Nigeria. So this is like a good alternative. This is gluten free. This is good for diabetics. This is good for nursing moms. This is good for children. Yes, childhood obesity is on the rise right now. And this is one option there. And look at this bread. It's fluffy. This is from Fonio. It's gluten free, but it's still fluffy. It's not din like ebo. It is not stony, but it's very fluffy. And look at these pancakes. Oh my god. They were just tasty. They were just good textured. And they were just you just have to just try it. You just have to just experience this to understand the goodness I'm talking about. And won't you want to try this? If I tell you this is gluten free, you won't believe it. If I tell you this is from Fonio, you won't believe it. If I tell you it tastes super awesome, you won't believe it unless you try it. And when you try it, you come and give your testimony. To begin this, I'm going to begin by blending my Fonio. Banana is very good for texturizing it, and then it also gives a bit of extra fiber in there as well. So I'm using 2 pieces of banana. I used half cup of onion for this recipe as well. Then I'm going to go in to add in salt. Yeah, salt is very necessary. I'm adding in cinnamon. You can use nutmeg as well. I'm adding in some groundnut. I'm adding in vanilla essence. You can also use pineapple essence or any one you want. I'm going in with milk. Yes, this is whole milk. Yes, because I want to have that fat in there. You can use any milk preference of your choice. I'm going to blend this till it is very smooth. Then I'm going to add in eggs. We can't be making stuff without eggs. Yes, so we're going to add in our egg, and then finally we're going to go in there to fry our pancakes. So for those pancakes, I'm just going to do one in the normal pan, and I'm going to do one in the grill pan as well. The grill pan is going to give you some nice kind of designs under it, and then the normal pan is going to give you the good shape kind of normal pancakes in there. So I'm using salted butter because you realize I didn't use so much salt in there, and the butter is also going to add in that milkiness or that creaminess. Because if you realize, when I was doing the blend, I didn't add any margarine or butter to that blend I made. So the butter is going to go in. Don't forget that these days you want to control your salt intake, you want to control your fat intake, you want to be more healthy, you want to avoid hypertension, cholesterol, and all those issues. You want to really check your salt, you want to check your fat. And once this cooks on both sides and is good, we can just take it off into our pan. As you're taking out the ones which are done, you're actually bringing in the new ones to also come to a cook. And you just have to just make sure that both parts cook very well. Once it's well cooked, you see the color changing. You also see that it's easy for you to even flip it out. Yes, that's the thing. And your first fry in the pan may be a bit tearing, but the subsequent ones, by that time, the pan would have heated properly and it becomes easy to really work with it. So this is very easy to actually make. Like, it's one of the easiest pancakes you can definitely make at home, and it's fun to do, and definitely something I would always recommend. So like I said, the first set you may not get it too awesome, but then the subsequent ones, by that time your pan is well heated, the base is also very good for frying it, and we're just going to go in and we're just going to fry it until all the butter is actually done. And this is very easy, this is very tasty, this is very light. It's a great breakfast recipe to actually have in there, or maybe later in the afternoon or in the evening you don't want to eat heavy. This becomes a good alternative to do that. You realize that our butter we used here, which is the blend we made, it is not very dense because fonio absorbs water and it takes time for it as well. Now, when you are flipping this, you want to be careful so you don't end up breaking them up. In as much as you're frying it, you need to be very careful with how you're handling it, else you end up breaking them up. Yes, especially once it's not well cooled down. So once this is done, you're going to get very beautiful pancakes. And like I said, the ones you make it in the grill pan gives you that nice, like, designs around it, and then the marks on it, which is also great. And then the ones you make in your frying pan would give you very good shaped pancakes as well. Now for our gluten-free cake, which is from Fonio or Acha, which is also very easy to make and very tasty. This is something the kids would love, I tell you. This is super gluten-free, it's sugar-free, but then it is so sweet, so nice, so tasty. You won't even notice that this has no gluten, this has no sugar, but I tell you, it is super, super delish. And I love to definitely spice this up with some whipped cream when I'm serving it. And then, of course, like, you can really enjoy this as well. So if you have any birthdays, you have any parties, or you're a fan of cake, but you have to go with healthier options, this is definitely the one you want to do. And sugar not also. Not also. So this is something you can actually do for the kids instead of the normal cakes. This you can eat without feeling bad. You can eat with a good conscience in there, because you're going to be eating something which is good, which is tasty, but very healthy. And of course, with our bread as well, very fluffy, but also what, gluten free. And it is not stone. It is very well fluffy and well textured as well. So we're now going to go in to look at how to make our cake and how to make our bread as well. And our bread is great for breakfast as well. So for the bread, I'm going to use Greek yogurt. Yes, or you can use yogurt. We're using yogurt because yogurt helps with, you want it to rise, you want it to be fluffy. The yogurt is what is going to do that for you, and that is also good protein and good fat. I'm adding in the banana helps with giving it that sugar, it gives it that fiber, it gives it that texture as well. Then of course I'm going in with 1 piece of egg, because this is gluten free. You need the egg to give it that good texture as well. Another piece of egg to also add up to it, so 2 is okay. I'm using dates instead of sugar. You can use honey as well. I'm going in with my vanilla essence. You can use any essence of your choice. I'm going in with cinnamon. You can also use nutmeg as well. I'm going in with my yeast. Yeast is essential for bread. And I'm going in with my melted butter. You can use margarine or ghee as well. You can even use oil in there as well. So once this is done, I'm going to blend this to be super smooth. Then I'm going to add in my Fonio flour. This is DIM Fonio flour. It is so easy to use, so easy to replicate this recipe as well. And I'm just going to blend it all up. You can try to pour it into a mixing bowl and then you inculcate the flour in, but I like to make my life very easy. So I just make it all in the blender, which makes it very, very easy to go with as well. Now, once this is done blending, you don't want this to be too tough in there. You want this to be a little bit thick, but not runny. You want it to be thick, but not overly thick, because this is going to absorb the water, but you also don't want it to be too flaky. Yes, so once that is there, I'm going to grease my pan, which I'm going to pour into it. Yes, so if you want to make buns or those things, you can actually use that in there as well. Then I take the opportunity to also grease my baking pans for the cakes as well. But for the cakes, I'm going to cut some dates, which I'm going to be serving this with. Then I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm going to now go in to work with my flour. So I'm going to measure out the flour I'm going to be using, and I'm going to start with my blending. So as the bread is setting down and setting, the cake, we can start making it up. So for that, I'm also using banana, 2 pieces of banana. Like I said, banana is going to improve the texture. Banana is going to give it extra fiber as well. Yes, and banana always does well in cakes and bread as well. So once the banana goes in, I'm going to add in my dates. I'm not going to use any sugar. Yes, so dates, you can use honey optionally in there as well. And for cakes, we need good amount of eggs. So instead of 2, we're going to use 3 eggs in here. So yes, that's one trick or one difference coming in here as well. Then I'm adding in the vanilla essence. You can use any essence of your choice. I'm using cinnamon. You can also use nutmeg. I'm using baking powder. Then of course my melted butter also goes in there as well. Then I'm going to add in milk, yes, to give this a good blend because we need some liquid to blend this properly. So once this is all in, I'm just going to give it a good blend for it to come smooth. Then I'm going to go in to inculcate the fonio powder to it. Now, this is so easy to make, and keep in mind that as you're mixing this, you can pour it into your mixing bowl and mix with a flour, or you can just do it with a blender. And if it's too thick, you can add in more milk, but the description button has all the ingredient list, the quantities in, and you can just replicate it and get the same thing that I also got here. I was impressed with the texture and what I was getting. Then I poured it into my greased pans. You want to really grease your pans well so that it don't stick to it once you are done, which matters a lot. So once this is done, I'm going to put it on my tray, and I'm going to put the dates which I cut in the beginning onto it. You can use dry fruit or you can use any toppings you'd want, but since I'm baking with dates, I'm going to do that as well. Then that also sits for at least 30 minutes. And for the bread, if you have 45 minutes, 1 hour, that is good. If you don't have, 30 minutes is good. You would see that it has already what doubled up. Yes, this is what you need for your bread. It has already doubled up. And I place it in the foil in the normal pan because if you don't put this in the foil, it's going to stick to it. You struggle getting it out. And for the other one, I used the margarine or the butter to just grease the pan so that doesn't stick to it as well. So I preheat the oven at 200 degrees Celsius at least for 20 minutes. For bread, usually 20 minutes is good. For cakes, 20 minutes is also good. Then the cakes goes in together with my bread. Now, one thing about this is, in as much as you are preheated at 180 degrees, when it gets to the baking, you want to reduce this to about 180 degrees, because if it's too high, you're going to get it browning, but the inside is going to be moist. You need to do it a bit of a slow bake to be able to get most of the moisture out and give you very good texture. Don't forget that fonio takes in a lot of water and it takes time for it to absorb all the water. So if you don't use enough water in and you make it, you're going to end up getting very dense cake or very dense bread, which is not something you want, because you're not going to hit your enemy's head with this bread. So you make sure that you do it over the low 180 degrees, and that is going to help absorb the moisture. And as you're doing this, you can be rotating it, changing it around so that every part of it gets good amount of heat. Once it's done, I just use my toothpick to just check in to see the moisture in there. But once the moisture is good, sometimes you can just leave it in the oven, let it cool down, or you can just, I love to do it in the night so that like it sits, then by morning it's good to be served and it's great to go with it. So you can realize that there is no stickiness coming to the stick. It is all dried out. Then you know that your cake and your bread is actually well done. At this point, you can put your oven off, and like I said, you can let it sit in there and let it cool down. So let's take our cakes out and let's see how that turns out. And voila, this is a very beautiful, beautiful cake. And it was not just beautiful, it was very much tasty. And if we told you this had no sugar, you wouldn't have believed it. If we told you this was gluten free, you wouldn't have believed it. But this is actually the good deal. And for the bread, see how perfect it turned out. Yes. So for the round ones, maybe you want to make burger or something, then you can actually do that style. But if not, just use your bread pans and see how bumping it is. Like a very good mattress, like it bounces. Yes. For bread, you always want to get that fluffiness in there. And this is how to get it. You realize that even as I'm pressing on it, it's not breaking apart. Yes, this is good fonio bread. So at this point, hooray, we made it to the end, and let's go to how we can serve our bread or how we can enjoy our bread. And like I said, this is super airy, super fluffy, super tasty. Yes, you can decide to increase your dates if you want your bread sweet, like Ghanaians like sugar bread. So you can add in more dates to your bread as well, or you can just leave it like we did. And I'm just going to enjoy some good slices of the bread. See the air packets in the bread. That is why the bread is very fluffy, and it's because of the yeast and the yogurt we used. Yes, that is what is going to give you this airiness in it. And you can enjoy this with your milk. This is great for the evening time or in the morning. If you're a tea person, then we're going to have some TC experience. Have some sugar or any option you want. Your hot water goes in and your tea is ready to be enjoyed with your bread. And typical Africans from Ghana, we love to have our teas creamy. So your black tea definitely goes with some good creamy milk in there. And voila, this is super great for breakfast before you go to work or at the office and you want to have a teasy moment. This is the bread recipe to go with. And see how it flakes, see how soft it is. What if you are a juicy person in the morning before your workout or after your workout? You want some good slices of bread and some juice. This is the bread recipe to actually go in with. And this is so easy to make. This is so tasty. This is so good to enjoy as well. So if you did like the video on the fonio recipes, just make sure you get your own fonio. Mona dorso, a brona dorso. Sisi ano, ese yɛ kɔ no healthy. O kɔ no healthy dia, ɛne deɛ ɛyɛ fonio nkwa na fonio no so deɛ wudi a na wudi papa preko. So till I see you in the next food video, which is definitely going to be a special fonio recipe of mine, make sure that you live life to the fullest. You be merry, and don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a good thumbs up to this video. And then I'll see you in the next special fonio recipe. Mwah!